Hey, just wanted to make sure my microphone was working. Are you able to hear me?
Old ladies that are 10 years old. It's not blessing whatsoever.
I gave him my rooster.
Yeah. He's beautiful.
He's beautiful.
His name was Jose and I called him
Eduardo.
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 My fox.
Well, I didn't name him Jose. Denise Milano down the street named him.
Yes, sure.
Oh, he likes, I bring him all the kinds of stuff. Yeah, he's happy.
Can't make it stuff.
Welcome to Pie Plains. Today.
It's good.
My chicken is love.
What?
My chickens love watermelons.
Yes, all kinds of chocolate.
Yes.
Seeds and
Number 5.
it's amazing the stuff. they
Anyone,
can eat.
I don't think I heard anything from Chris, but we have 5 anyway. So we could go live.
Yep, we're live.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to this is March, right? I'm
Yes.
old now. The March Town of Pine Plains Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. On our agenda this evening, we have one area variance. And the approval of the minutes is the only business that I'm aware of. We have I believe, a duly advertised public hearing on I'm gonna use the name Piazza. Is there something different I should use?
Yeah.
It is it's a variance for a property on Briarcliff Lane where there was a 2-story, 8-foot wide porch. And the applicant has actually removed that porch and would like to reconstruct it as a 10-foot wide porch, which would move it 2 feet closer to the town highway. This was all existing prior to zoning. The district requires, I believe, a 75-foot setback. The houses are already constructed with something short of that, so this would just move the porch 2 feet closer to the highway. And I think that is the request for the variances as I understand it. And I believe that we have the applicant online. And if you'd like to add anything to that description, I would go ahead and open the public hearing. We do not have anyone in person. I'm not sure if we have anyone online. Seeing that we have nobody in person or online, just the way I described that, does that describe what you're doing?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we just wanted to look similar to the rest of the houses in the neighborhood. And I think I don't know if my sister shared some of those photos, or I'm sure you all saw it when you drove by, but a lot of them have porches on it already. And I think it will match the aesthetics of the neighborhood by us adding that.
Yeah. I'll just add my personal opinion, and that is, I think it's going to be a great improvement over the 2-story columns that were there before and were not in character with the neighborhood.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know if any of the other board members had anything that they wanted to put on the record.
No.
Hearing that we have nobody in person, we have no one online, I would have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Seconded.
Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor will say aye.
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 I would just, again, go on, I saw no difficulty with this. It appeared I feel like that, it will actually add to the house and be more in keeping with the character of the neighborhood by having this one-story front porch, which most of the houses appear to have. And so I really had no difficulty with this. It's making a 2-foot difference in closest to the road. The houses are already not in compliance, and I'm thinking about I serve on the zoning board, and we make changes where necessary, and every house on this lot is essentially non-compliant, which to me, maybe we should create a separate little district so that the houses are in compliance and people don't have to go through this. But that's, again, just my personal feeling. And so with that, does anybody have any concerns about this at all?
No.
So the way that I have done this in the past, because it's difficult to do group writing, and sometimes other towns just, they take comments, board talks, and then you go back in another month. I actually take it where I do a little draft, and hopefully it helps us get through it, and we can do it all in one meeting. So I did do that. I passed it out to the board, and I would start through that and look for again, this is just my thoughts. If other board members would like to amend anything or add anything, but this is the basic framework. And I didn't have maybe all the specific information, so I'm going to ask the secretary to help me with that, where it talks about the specific property and the names in the application and such. But so here it goes. Whereas the Town of Pine Plains Zoning Board of Appeals is in receipt of an area variance application from Kazaza, is what I put. We'll put in whatever the application says for a property located at Briarcliff Lane, and we should probably put in the actual address. 36 Briarcliff Lane, Town of Pine Plains, Dutchess County. We'll put in the tax map ID number to allow the replacement of a 2-story porch with a 1-story porch that will be 2 feet closer to the front property line, resulting in a setback of approximately, and I need a number of feet there.
I don't have it in my head, we have any applications, I believe.
So I mean, I put it as 19, but it really varies depending on I'm going off of the map on the property appraiser's map. If I actually was there and I measured it to the road, it's more like 36 feet.
Yeah, but we can't go to the road because that's not a property line.
All right. So if I'm looking at the property lines on the property appraiser's website and I'm using the ruler there, it would be 19 feet.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is give you, because we don't want the surveyor to come along and find out that you were wrong. So we're going to give you, I would suggest we give them an extra foot or two. I wouldn't care if it's at 18 feet.
Okay.
What did it say in the application? Was there a specific number of feet?
It just says 2 additional feet.
2 additional feet.
Well, it's 25 from the center of the road.
It's in line with the other,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
accurate.
Well, maybe we can actually use the 2. Let's be more precise and use the 2 feet. So that will be 2 feet closer to the front property line, period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's better.
Whereas the zoning board of appeals has reviewed the subject variance request and with the proper number submitted by whatever the application says. And whereas after review of the application, including review of the town habitat map, a site inspection and a legally noticed public hearing held on March 26, 2024. And whereas this action does not require referral to the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development, and whereas the proposed action is a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, and by law is not considered to have a significant impact on the environment, and no further environmental review is required. And whereas the lot and house were existing prior to the enactment of zoning, the board finds that it is not unreasonable to increase the depth of the porch by 2 feet, and the new one-story porch will be more in keeping with the character of the homes in the neighborhood. And whereas the variance request is not substantial for the neighborhood, and the proposed building and setback will not be out of character with the neighborhood, as other homes have one-story front porches with similar front yard setbacks. And whereas in this case, we're going to say there were not concerns expressed by the neighbors, period. And, or not, it would just be comma and. This lot was created and the house was constructed prior to the adoption of zoning law, and hence any hardship was not self-created. And now therefore be it resolved that based upon the preceding findings, the zoning board of appeals hereby, I think sounds like it's going to be grants, crossing out denies, the application for a variance to the requirements found in schedule of bulk regulations table B, allowing the front porch to be constructed with a front yard setback. And we're going to change that to 2 feet closer to the highway, or two feet closer to the front line, or to the front property line. And with the following conditions, so I would say no, so that can be the period. Does that seem to address what people needed to address?
Yeah.
You okay with that, Ed?
I'd really like to do the separate hamlet there because I hate to keep doing this.
Yeah. Hopefully
Yeah.
I mean, that's what really drives it, because by the time you get doing a zoning change, and it's only when they get tired of paying Warren. All right, so if this is okay, is there someone who would like to move this resolution?
I will.
All right, so Maureen. Then a second,
Second.
okay, is Michael? Is there any further discussion? Not all in favor will say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? I hear none. I think we're good.
All right, thank you so much.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Our only other item of business is the minutes from the last meeting. Did people get a chance, and is there someone who would like to make a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And Marie's a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? I hear none. Is there any other business to come before us? Do we have anything? Nope.
Right, no.
So with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.